guys, it is Arika Misha. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. And as you guys can tell by the title of this video, yes, I'm sure as parents we all have experienced this lovely moment. Yeah, the lovely moment where we have to admit that our child was right. Yep. It's funny, but as a parent, you understand what I mean by this video and also by the title of this video. Yeah, so I have three daughters, and I just wanted to come and share with you, at a point in my life where, as parents, we write about everything and the children don't know, y'all know what I mean. But I just wanted to come and share the story where, with me, when I had my oldest daughter, of course, this is something that I experienced, being a new parent and all. And so one thing that I had to learn, that sometimes our children can be right. This is true. I didn't know. I thought, parents were always right, and the children were never right. But yeah, this is something that I experienced with my oldest daughter. Not really getting into detail about what happened, but her and I were talking about something. I'll just put it that way. We were talking about something, and I had said to her, no, I was like, no, that's not how it goes. No, that's not how it goes. That's not how it works. And she was like, well, yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. And I'm like, no, that's not how it's supposed to go. So long story short, found out later that same day that, yeah, she was right. And honestly, she had been right before about things, but I never told her that she was right. Just being honest. There were times that she'd be right about things, and I'd be like, oh, okay, all right, she was right. But I never said anything to her about it. And I'm sure at times she was like, I'm right. Okay, she ain't gonna say that. And I never said nothing. But I say this to talk about the spiritual maturity, that there comes a time in life where we have to reach that spiritual maturity, or just maturity in life. We have to reach that point in our maturity where we say, hey, you know what, sometimes we as parents can be wrong. We as parents, we can be wrong. I'm just saying. And I had to learn that from experience. And I got 3 daughters, and they have been right about a lot of things, but it was my first daughter that taught me how to say, humble myself and admit, you know what, you were right. Or not only that, saying I'm sorry. A lot of things. I'll do a video on that one as well later. But, just humbling myself, saying to her, you were right. Just humbling myself to do that, because where I come from, parents are always right, But growing up and becoming a parent myself, I realized that no, parents aren't always right. And it's the truth. I'm only speaking from my experience. I can't say anything about you, what you do, when you were right, when you weren't right. I'm not here for that. Just here to share when I wasn't right. And I had to admit that I wasn't right. So, yeah, I called her in the room, and I was like, oh, well, I was like, because God convicted me. God said, you was wrong. And she was right. And God said, she's been right about a lot of things, and you haven't told her. But God said, you got to tell her that she was right and you were wrong. And I was like, really? I was like, well, I just can't do what I've been doing. Okay, she right. Okay, just keeping it to myself. And God was like, no, let her know. Because you know what? I could understand what God was saying, because when God was telling me that, I was thinking about it, as a kid, not even as a kid, as a teenager, when I was writing about things and, My mom was like, no. And I was like, I know I'm right about that. Like, sometimes you be confused, like, maybe I'm not. But I was like, I know I'm right about that. And, you know, it's funny because, you know, my mama old school, you know, them old school, but they ain't saying they right. They ain't saying they wrong about nothing. So, I could have, you know, I could appreciate God saying that. And I could appreciate him saying that to me. And I was like, you know what? I wish I could have had, you know, my mother say, hey, I was right about some things, you know? But, you know, now that I'm older, of course, she says I'm right about some things. Hey, Mom. Shouts out to you, Mom. My mom always supports my platform. But yeah, no, now that I'm older, you know, I noticed that she does say, oh yeah, you know, you're right. But God was just telling me that, you know, so that I can implant something in her, you know, letting her know that she was right, you know. And that's what God began to minister to me about, you know, letting her know that she was right. You know, it's not about, you know, her being right, me being wrong as a parent, you know, letting her know that she was right about something gives her that confidence that she needs, you know. It helps with her confidence, you know. Just a lot of things God began to minister to me about, you know, me letting her know that she was right and I was wrong. And not only that, for myself, to humble myself, to let me know that, hey, you're going to be wrong about some things. As a parent, you can be wrong, you know. And, you know, a lot of things that we're taught as kids, you know, we learn as adults, we learn things. Let me just put it that way. But yeah, it was for me too, you know, a humbling experience for me, you know, for me to realize, you know, what it is and realize that, hey, I'm not always right, you know. So I thank God for that. You know, it was a well-needed experience. It was a well-needed humbling moment. And I thank God for that, you know. And me calling her in the room said, hey, you know, remember the other day? I was like, hey, you know, remember earlier today? I was like, you know, you were right about that. And she was like, oh, I was. I was like, yeah. She was like, oh, you know, she just kind of had that look like, I thought I was. But, you know, with you being my mom, you know, she wasn't going to, you know. So she was like, I said, yeah, you were right. You were right. You know, and I didn't want to steal that moment from her. I didn't want to say, yeah, you were right. Go away. I didn't want to steal that moment from her because, you know, God knew what he was doing by telling me to tell her she was right. And I said to her, I said, yeah, you were right. And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, all right. She's like, okay, that's it. You know, I was like, yeah. She was like, okay. She just kind of like, you know, gave me that look like, oh, I thought so, but I didn't want to say anything. And then she just walked off and I noticed, you know, something in her, you know, a little bit more confident, a little bit more. I'm telling you, as parents, we have to realize how important it is, the things that we can impart into our children, the things that we can give our children, you know, things that they need, you know, and things that, so that they won't go looking for it from anybody else. You know, we as parents, we got to impart things into our children. Just, you know, speaking from my experience, just talking about me in my house, not telling nobody what to do in their house, just as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. But yeah, let me get to my notes because I've just been talking. As parents, we can be wrong. Yep, I did say that. I didn't want to tell my daughter she was right. Yep. Nothing wrong with her being right. Nothing wrong with her being right. You know, of course, me telling my daughter that, you know, she was right. You know, like I said, it was a humbling experience. It did feel uncomfortable telling her that she was right. Yes. You know, because where I come from, parents are always right. You know, that's old school. That's some old school parents right there. But reality, we as parents, we are not always right. We're not. You don't have to admit it. I'm just admitting it on my platform. This is my platform. So, yeah. So, I just wanted to come and share that with you guys today. Don't forget to go into the description box. Click on that link to my second channel. Show me some love and support over there. Yes, I have 2 channels, 2 ministries, I call them. Some people say YouTube, influencer. I call both of my channels on my ministries. I have 2 of them. Over there I cook, I do nails, I do makeup, I do product reviews, I do family vlogs, I do DIYs. When I tell y'all I'm doing all kind of stuff over there, I'm Amazon unboxing, online shopping, I'm doing all kind of stuff. If you guys are into any of that stuff, y'all go into that description box, click on that link to my second channel, so you guys can go over there and show me some love and support. I appreciate you guys so much over here supporting my journey, my spiritual journey. I appreciate you taking time out of your life to look at my videos and show me love and support, liking everything. I appreciate everyone. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media at Arika Misha. That's Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, of course, guys, at Arika Misha. Thank you guys so much. Bye.